Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. It holds off the win 71 to 68. Daddy Brad got it done. They beat
Daddy
Michigan State.
Brad.
I do have a couple things that I want to say about this. One, the line here was Illinois laying 3.5. Luke Goody missed the front end of a 1-on-1 that would have helped them cover in this situation. Good teams win, great teams cover. I think it's very evident now that Illinois clearly is a fringe tournament team in this spot. Correct me if I'm wrong, Peyton. But I mean, you lose your All-American, right? You lose Terrence Shannon. You lose a guy that we all thought was maybe the second best player in the sport, Randolph. And it hasn't really slowed them down. They went on the road and they lost by, I think it was 5 at Purdue. They had the thing down to a 1-possession game. It wasn't really all that close throughout the game, but they came back and they fought back and they were still right there. Tonight, they beat up on a Michigan State team that has not been at their best, is 1-4 in the league, but that's still Michigan State with Tyson Walker and AJ Hoggard and Tom Izzo and Malik Hall. How is Illinois doing this? How have they found a way to continue to be able to compete at the level they're competing at?
Listen, credit to those guys. They still haven't done anything that and I said this, and I think people overreacted to it a little bit. I expect them to make the tournament. I don't think they're going to be as good as obviously we thought they were with Terrence Shannon there. I mean, I think it was a clear cut. They would be number 2. We thought Purdue would kind of run away with it, and they would be the second best team in the league. I don't know if that's the case. They took care of business at home tonight. But again, it's against a Michigan State team that I'm just not as high as you guys are on Michigan State, because I just think that I've said it a million times. I think the pressure of what they were supposed to be, the loss of Henson. I mean, it's too much to overcome, and it's why I said they're this year's version of Carolina last year. It's not an indictment of that group was saying that they're really bad player, whatever, however you want to crush them. It just happens that way at time. This team struggles to score. There's no consistency with that group. You take Tyson out of that lineup, and what do you have? Walker's out, then I don't know where their scoring comes from. They're not even competitive. I think if he's not playing well, he has so much pressure to score 20 a game just to make them competitive. And I know they're going to fight hard for Tom Izzo, but after a while, confidence is so fragile with that, man. And like I said, the people don't understand the weight of the expectations of having to live up to the 4th-ranked team of the year beats your ass down. It beats you down. And some
Mm-hmm.
other teams, I think FAU struggle with that some. They're struggling with the expectations of being a Final Four caliber team all year long, and that's just hard as hell to do, particularly when you don't have a dude that's just better than everybody else on that team. Michigan's better as a whole. They don't have one guy that can carry them, and they're not that group. And I just feel like that's what they are. But again, Illinois playing better than I thought they would, and I think the Purdue playing that way against those guys was big. But I worry about them as far as being a second place team. But I think they'll hold on and be, finish in the top 5 or 6 in the Big Ten. And I still think they're a tournament team. They just won't be as a high seed like I thought they would before.
Yeah, Jerel, let me ask you this, because you coached Ty Rogers when it was I believe on Mead Streets in
Yeah.
EYBL and AAU, and I got to give him some credit, man, because what Illinois dealt with specifically against Purdue, and what I assume they're going to be dealing with quite a bit moving forward, is Purdue put Zach Edey on him and just didn't guard him. I don't know what you guys called that. We called it dorking, as in dare the dork to shoot, right? And it
Hold
did
on,
not
time
work
out.
out. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
You call that
Yeah,
well,
we
what?
got to get some
What is that?
insight on that one.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I've
got
Called
to.
never
Where
it
that
heard
come
called
from?
it
I ain't never
dorking.
heard of that.
Dare the dork to shoot, and that's kind of what they did. They dared. Well, I don't want to call Ty
You
Rogers a
came
dork. He
up with
just put
that
up
coaching
15
your
points.
son, didn't you? You told your son
No,
that
that was.
coaching your
You
son,
want to know?
didn't
You
you?
want to know who that's from? You want to know who that's from?
Yes.
Timmy Miles. Does that surprise you? That Timmy Miles would
No.
come up? Makes sense now, right?
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I got
All right. So, um, Ty Rogers, man, 15 points. I thought that was incredibly big for Illinois, because when you are able to get that offensive threat out of a guy that the other team doesn't want to guard, it changes what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Ty did a great job tonight, man. I was proud of him just to see him because I know he's probably tired of us hearing us say that, if anything, because we've been beating it home in his head for the last 3 4 years now since we've had him as a player. But just he's such a gifted guy, but he's such an unselfish guy, and that's just the message is always just be aggressive. And he came out, he gave him a lift early on in that first half because I think he
It was
started off the
big.
game 5 for 5 and had double figures, man. So he got them off to that good start. They rode a little bit of a wave, was able to get a bit of a lead going into halftime. He struggled a little bit in the second half, but then made some more tough buckets down the stretch, man. But just him being aggressive, especially with Terrence Shannon out, adds a different dimension to them. Domask wasn't great early, but man, Ty had a big role in tonight's win, and hopefully we'll see more of. He just got to continue to stay patient. That's a big part of that. You can't force it when you got the big guy just sagging off in the lane. It makes you want to kind of just press the issue, but he did a good job of letting it go, setting screens, setting those flares on the backside is huge, and he's a high IQ guy. So I think he did all the right things, and they're gonna be okay going forward with that type of system with guys guarding that way with the big.
Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.